I'm attorney and professor Allison Peck with the West Virginia University Immigration Law Clinic. The law students in our clinic have prepared this video in hopes of it reaching the right audience, immigrants, an essential part of the fabric of our nation. Here's what to do if you're an immigrant and you find yourself in a difficult situation.
Imagine that you are driving and suddenly you see red and blue lights flashing behind you. The officer wants you to pull off to the side of the road safely. First, you should pull over, turn your car off, and put your hands on the steering wheel so the officer can easily see them.
Hi, can I see your license and registration?
If you do not have either your license, registration, or proof of insurance, do not provide false documents or lie to the officer.
Here's my license and registration.
Whatever you do not run or panic.
Do you mind if I search your car?
I do not consent to a search.
The officer may begin to search your car without your consent and without a warrant to do so. In that situation, you should still vocalize to the officer that you do not consent to a search. Other than saying that, you have the right to remain silent. You should not provide any information about your immigration status or any documents from your home country.
All right, let me run this back.
What's great about the Know Your Rights video project is that we will also provide you a Know Your Rights card to give to the officer that explains everything I just said.
Here's your license and registration back.
Thank you.
ICE officers can approach anyone and ask them questions about their immigration status.
Excuse me, sir, can I just stop you for a moment?
You should ask the officer for a badge number if you're stopped on the street. Also, you are required to carry documentation of your status if you have it. Otherwise, do not show the officer anything.
Where are you from? Where's your family from? Actually, when did you move here?
I wish to remain silent.
If you're not being detained, you're not required to answer these questions. To ensure you're not being detained, ask the officer, "Am I free to go?" If you wish to remain silent, you should say that out loud. Only in very limited circumstances in other states, like Maryland or Ohio, are you required to briefly identify yourself. If an officer wishes to search you, you do not have to consent to this search. But if you are searched, do not resist.
Papers? What's in your pocket, actually?
I do not consent to a search. I wish to remain silent. Am I free to go?
Yeah.
ICE officers can briefly detain individuals they reasonably suspect are in the United States illegally. But this suspicion must be based in fact, not merely racial profiling. If after this brief detention, the ICE officer has enough evidence, you can be arrested. You have the right to an attorney in any immigration removal proceeding, but the government will not provide you with this attorney.
Immigration officers or police may show up at your home. Ask for identification.
This is the police. Open up.
Officers may try to trick or intimidate you in order to get into your home.
We have a warrant.
Look through the window in order to see IDs. Do not be caught off guard and open the door without identification. To enter your home, immigration officers or the police need either a valid warrant signed by a judge or magistrate or your permission. Permission can either be verbal or shown by opening the door. Do not open the door and make sure to ask for a warrant. You have the right to see a warrant. Ask the officials to slide it under the door or to put it up to the window. Read the warrant. If it does not have the required information, it is not valid. The officers, therefore, cannot enter your home and you can ask them to leave. However, also keep in mind that a warrant does not mean you have to answer any questions. If immigration officers or the police are questioning you and you wish to remain silent, say that out loud or show the officials your Know Your Rights card. If officers enter your home with or without a valid warrant, inform them if there are children, elderly, or sick people in the home. If they enter without a valid warrant, say that you do not consent. Pay close attention. After they have left, write down what happened in detail. Include the type of officers, their names, badge numbers, and the contact information of any witnesses. You should not provide any information about your immigration status or any documents from your home country. If you do decide to remain silent, you may tell the officer so, and you may tell the officer that you would like your lawyer present whenever you speak. What is great about the Know Your Rights project is that we will provide you with a card detailing everything I just explained above.
Officers may show at your workplace. Do not run. If you run, it may lead to you being arrested or detained. To enter your workplace, immigration officers or the police need either a valid warrant or permission from your employer.
Just looking for your boss.
He's not present right now.
Okay, well, we have a warrant.
Keep in mind that a warrant does not mean you have to answer any questions. It is best to have an emergency plan in place with your coworkers in the event of a raid. If your employer is not present, or if your employer has given permission to the officers to enter, have the person you have chosen to speak with officers in a raid ask for identification. This is very important. You or the designated person should read the warrant carefully and determine if it is valid. Remember, the officers may try to trick, intimidate, or frighten you. Try to stay calm during this process.
On second thought, where are you from? Show me your papers.
You have the right to remain silent. Do not provide any information about your immigration status, where you were born, or how or when you came to the United States. Do not show any documents from your home country, including your passport. Say out loud if you wish to remain silent, or show the officer your Know Your Rights card.
Hands against the table.
I do not consent to this search.
If the officer searches you, arrests you, or detains you, remain calm and do not fight back. If you are searched, make sure to say, "I do not consent to this search."
May I make a phone call?
Sure, go right ahead.
You have the right to make a phone call. You should use this call to reach an emergency contact, such as a family member, a lawyer, a religious organization, or a community organization. Remember to not discuss your immigration status with anyone other than your attorney, including where you were born or how you came into the United States. Anything you say can be used against you.
So were you born in the United States?
I'm not going to talk unless I have my attorney present.
If you are in an immigration detention center, the same principles apply. Request a phone call in order to create an emergency plan. Do not speak with anyone other than your attorney about your immigration status, and say out loud if you wish to remain silent or show your Know Your Rights card.
Sir, I'd like you to sign this piece of paper.
Further, you have the right to refuse to sign anything before you speak with your attorney.
No, thank you. I won't be signing anything without my lawyer.